So my first one that we're going to do, I always like placing the ring first. So I'm going to, for right now, add in pink, just because it brings in just some different hues, and it's really close to the rose linen styling mat, which is kind of a monochromatic, and I love, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I love monochromatic moments. So I'm going to add in the ring here. I'm going to be using the Mrs. Box, and I believe this is the Monroe color. It's very muted, which I do love, and they're small enough that it just makes the ring pop. So now you're going to be looking for empty spaces where you can, again, follow that S-curve and not just place them randomly. You want everything kind of condensed, just because at the very end you're going to take an iPhone picture, and things that are too far out, the eye tends to go straight towards. You want it to start where you want, you want your eye to start where you want to have it start. So I'm going to have my eye start here, and it's going to finish where I want it to. So that's the beauty of the S-curve. So I'm going to place my ring box right over here. Okay, so again, you're going to focus on these lines. We've got these facing up, these two cards facing up. I'm not just going to randomly place this ring box because it is still square. So I'm going to face it with this group right here, and they're all going to be facing up. So I have consistent lines right here. I do love adding in the Mrs. Box because it's gold right here, and I've got some gold details. So I am going to kind of come right here, mimic this off-skeltered one. There we go. Okay, so now some other details I could add would be a clay dish, and I'm missing something up here. Again, I don't want to have it too bulky. So the key is for your flat lay is if you're going to add in any bulk, let it be at the bottom and grow thinner up. So instead of putting tons of florals on the top, put tons of floral, and it doesn't have to be tons, but put tons of details at the bottom and then thin the details up towards the top. It's just more pleasing to the eye. So up here in this little clay dish, I'm kind of missing something in here. I want to fill it with something just simple. So I'm going to find a few of those stamps that we ended up not using. We'll just see how that looks for now. Again, kind of just play with it, put things in, and if it doesn't end up matching, go ahead and put them out. And I can already tell that's really not matching the pink. So I'm going to just add the rest of the rings that we have. And I think that will be a nice little touch. Again, I'm putting them to where it's adding dimension. So this is the smallest size clay dish that Olive and Oak mat carries. Love this one. It's a great addition. So I'm going to add that one there. And then I want to add a little bit of texture just because we do have a little bit of texture added in here. I feel like we're missing something on this card because it is a very muted tone. So I'm going to, and don't be afraid to add in some things as long as it's not, you know, completely different shoes than the bride is actually wearing. You can't just bring in designer shoes and pretend it's theirs. But to add a little bit of ribbon right here, I think that would give it just a really nice little touch. Okay, I really like that. It's adding dimension, texture, all the things that we look for in a flat lay. So I'm going to keep that right there for now. We'll play with it in just a little bit, get everything laid down, and then fine tweak things at the end with your iPhone. I'll teach you how. It's really easy, really great. So I really like how simple this one is. So let's go ahead and add in some florals. Now I bring smaller scissors with me on the wedding day, but when you're doing this, again, start from the bottom and work your way up. We don't want too much texture, too much busyness, because we do want to focus on the actual invitation suite, but I do love adding in flowers for some texture. So let's see. I've got two different types with me today, and these ones are my favorite. Let's see. I think these ones would match beautiful. So let's do, I like the roses. Okay. So start your way at the bottom, and again, work your way up top. And you're just finding the blank spaces and filling them in. Not overdone, but just filling them in slightly. Okay, and again, you're gonna work on that same line. So I'm gonna do 2, and then I'm gonna add in some greenery. So I love, if anything, I love adding rose leaves because they edit very good, the color wise. So I am going to add in and always check your leaves to make sure there's no bite marks from bugs, etc. Okay, so when you're placing your florals, again, you're just going to want to follow that S curve. I'm not going to place things pointing up. I'm going to follow that S curve down. Your main goal for this flat lay is leading the eye. You're manipulating the eye to see it how you want to be seen. So I'm going to put that there for now. And then let's add in just a little bit of florals up top. I don't want it too heavy since we already have the rings. But I'm thinking if we put just one little rose up top and then sprinkle the rest with some buds, that would be the perfect addition. So let's just sprinkle the rest with just a little bit of buds, a little bit of greenery to tie everything in. Since this is flowy garden theme, I do want to add floral, some greenery. Kind of just ties in the whole garden style look. So let's go ahead and cut off some more greenery. Okay, again, I'm going to follow the S-curve by placing this big one up top. Even though I am placing a bigger one up top, I don't want to just point it down because that's pointing off the mat. I want to keep it in that S-curve the whole time. Oops, let's see. Okay, so again, leading lines. Perfect. Okay, so let's sprinkle this whole suite. Again, pointing right where the envelope is going. There's little buds on these florals that I have, and I think it would just add the littlest bit of texture. So I'm going to cut these off. And again, you never want to overdo a flat lay, but at the same time, you do want to add some fun. So perfect. Now to keep up with the whole garden theme, I think we could totally put some flowers on top of paper to really tie it in and to make a cohesive look. So again, I'm doing very little over here, so let's just add in, just because we have so much weight-wise with this ring dish, let's just put a little bit of texture up here with some flowers, tie that in. Again, we had a very plain envelope, so let's go ahead and throw some up there. Throw just a few up there. Let's look, see where we're missing some. And let's go ahead and throw one more on this suite, pointing to where I want my S curve to go.